a good leader is not intimidated by other leaders. I mean,
Right.
you're okay with bringing a leader onto your team because there's something they can do better than you can, and that makes everybody better.
Welcome to High Trust Professionals, a podcast where we interview top industry and community leaders, business owners, and entrepreneurs from across the country. Hear what it takes to build trust, be a respected leader, be productive, and win your day. Sit back and relax as we dive into another episode of High Trust Professionals podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome to High Trust Professionals. I'm Lynette Arrasmith, your podcast host. Today I have with me my friend Dan Thompson, who's with Thompson Thompson, third generation, and I'm going to let Dan tell us a little bit about himself. So tell us who you are, what's your role, what do you do?
Well, like she said, Dan Thompson, and my family has done roofing and siding work in and around Omaha, down to Plattsmouth and surrounding areas for well over 80 years. And I always kind of tell people, I learned the business from my dad, who learned the business from his dad.
Yeah.
And
so you're truly the third generation.
We are truly the third generation, indeed.
That's awesome.
Yes, we are. And so there's actually two companies, and my brother and I branched off 26 years ago now.
Oh.
March 1st.
Yeah.
So, we've been doing our own thing, and it's been going well. And of course, we do all types of roofing and siding, gutters, insulation, ventilation. So, yeah.
You know, one of the things that I love most about you and the company and your style from my seat is, I would say that of inspection first, suggestion second, because you don't know what you need to know until you really get in there and look, assess.
You don't want to, for example, you don't want to go to a doctor and have them tell you, oh, you need this pill or you need this surgery without them doing some investigating first.
Right.
And so that's kind of how we approach it.
Yeah, you do, and I love that. And you know, the other thing that's interesting is kind of the breadth of what you offer. You know, Thompson Thompson, third generation, roofing, siding, insulation. Let's not forget painting if someone
we do some interior stuff on a limited basis, and if it's the right fit for us, right fit for the customer, then we'll get some of that done too.
Yeah. So I'd say you're pretty experienced and you've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
So how many employees do you have? How big is the company?
Well, we have about 8 employees, and then we have several different subcontractors that we use as well. And then partnerships with other companies, you know, whether it's a fireplace company or a metal working company, you know, different partners that we have that help bring all the pieces together, but there's a lot of pieces.
Well, there are a lot of pieces, and in your business you need to have those the go-to people, the go-to companies, right? So you're a business owner, you're an entrepreneur, which I love. Been doing this a while, running a business. So give me like a best practice or habit or two that you make sure you're mindful of to win the day. Yeah,
I think probably the biggest thing for me personally, and my brother too, my brother and I own the business together, and just from watching our dad, our uncle, our grandpa, the way they did things, was show up every day. You know, you kind of have to have somewhat of a set schedule, and you have to be available, and you have to keep, you know, being consistent.
Well, right. So just because you own a business or just because you're self-employed, doesn't mean that you don't get up, dress up, and show up.
That's right. And the other fun little thing about owning your own business is, you know, everybody says everybody has a boss, right? Yeah. Well, if you own your own business, like you and I do, you have lots of bosses, and so you've got to keep all those people
happy, right? You have responsibility.
Exactly.
Yeah, to whomever, the team, the employees, clients. Totally get that. So let's change directions a little bit. And I agree with you 100%. Treating it like a business. Very important. So what advice would you give someone who wants to be at your level, who wants to accomplish what you have accomplished at Thompson & Thompson?
I think probably the best thing is to know that everything takes time and everything takes growth. And if you think of a musician or somebody that pops on the scene and wow, they're an overnight success.
Yeah.
But the saying is an overnight success takes 15 years, right?
Yeah,
So,
I like that.
So understand that it's going to take time, and then networking is a great thing to do. As a young person, I just thought it was work, and that worked.
Yes.
But networking would have been better, and then having a great team, great accountant, great insurance people, bookkeeper, that type of thing.
Right.
Those people will keep you where you need to be and help you not to make the big mistakes that some people make.
So really getting started in whatever business,
That's
you
across the
need to
board.
make sure that you have your board of directors.
Yeah.
And they might not be on your board, but they are people you're surrounding yourself to make sure you're doing it the right way.
Exactly. Because you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And they're experts in their field for a reason.
Exactly.
So.
And I can't remember how many years ago we met, but it was through networking.
Yeah, probably 5 or so.
At
something
least.
like that.
Yeah, which is great. So how would you define a good leader then? What's the definition of a good leader to you?
I have a little thing on my desk that a boss is somebody that tells everybody what to do, but a good leader is someone that wants to help get the best out of the people that are working for them. And so actually sitting down with someone and saying, hey, what motivates you? Because a lot of times we think it's money, and it is for a lot of people, but it isn't always money. Sometimes it's notoriety, or one of my guys is like, I love getting a certificate. I said, okay. So every time he hits another sales mark, he's getting a certificate.
Yeah, he likes
likes
that recognition.
He likes the recognition.
I love that. Yeah, good leaders develop other good leaders.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's being a good leader of yourself in whatever your role is. Like your guy, he wants to do well in that spot. Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, and don't you think that a good leader is not intimidated by other leaders? You're okay with bringing a leader onto your team because there's something they can do better than you can, and that makes everybody better.
Oh my gosh. Well, and it doesn't matter if you're in the roofing business or if you're in the mortgage business, you want other people to do well around you.
Right.
That's who we should be as leaders in our respective fields, etc. So what's the best or biggest piece of advice that you were ever given?
Oh boy. One that comes to mind, my previous accountant, who actually doesn't live too far from where we're sitting right now, said, Dan, you have to focus on everything in the business, but you've got to focus on the things that are going to make you money. Like if you're spending time taking the trash out, but you should be spending time making a phone call, then don't be afraid to pay somebody that can do those other jobs. And I thought that was really good advice. And then the second piece of advice that he gave, which was, don't be afraid to enjoy your success when you have it. In other words, if things are going well, obviously put some money aside, but you also have to enjoy life too. You can't all be work. So
sometimes I think when we are successful or working towards success or in sales, where we eat what we kill, right?
Yeah.
And how do you do that? One conversation at a time. Like you said, sometimes we think we just have to go.
Yep.
But surrounding yourself with people that can help you do other things is what I hear you saying. So, and we've done that too in our business. We call that the acts of freedom. It's what are we axing? What am I good at?
Yeah.
What do I like doing? What's going to make the most money for me and my team?
Right.
And then who do I need to hire to do
to fill in these other
things that are still super important but don't need my immediate attention.
Exactly.
And then you do the same process. Okay, now I have filled this. Okay, well here's someone. What do they love to do? What are they good at? How are they feeling necessary?
And do I need a full-time person for that, or does that situation fall under the category of my outside team, people that I'm not employing as an employee, but I'm using their services like a bookkeeper or something like that.
Exactly. Or a contractor,
Yeah.
anything like that,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
we try to do that as well.
Mhm.
And so, how would you define your style then as a leader?
I would say that I am.
And I'm going to say, because I know you're a get-her-done kind of guy.
I am a get-her-done kind of guy. I think it sort of starts with the type of people that I hire.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking for that person that's also kind of a get-her-done
Mm-hmm.
type person. But then I give them a lot of freedom. I will definitely come in and correct when correction needs to happen.
Sure.
I want to encourage when I see them do something great, or they just need some encouragement to get to the next step. But I like to hire people that are pretty self-sufficient,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and that I think makes everybody's life a little better.
So how do you know? How do you know in the beginning if someone's going to be that?
I listen very intently to the answers that they give me. Of course, I have a nice little fun questionnaire that we do for people, and there's little clues in those questions that they may not realize they're, what they're divulging to you.
Right.
But you can tell a lot from a personality. You can tell a lot from a background of a resume.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, if somebody has had 20 jobs in 18 years,
Mm-hmm.
okay, well they're probably not going to stick with you very long either. But if they've had 5 jobs over 20
Sure.
years, okay,
Yeah.
well that shows that they have some stick-to-itiveness and that type of
So
thing.
taking the time maybe to get to know them a little bit. I like to do
Yeah.
personality profiling. I use the DISC, D-I-S-C profile.
That's smart. That's really smart.
And I love
Yeah.
that because, and it's not necessarily to say right or wrong person, but making sure I'm putting them
Just
on
a
the
right
seat
fit.
Right seat
Yeah.
of the bus.
Yeah.
It also helps them and me know how we would work best together.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
there's that. This is a fun one.
Okay.
So if you could go back to your younger self
Mm-hmm.
and you decide when, I don't care if you're 10, 20,
Okay.
or
Okay.
35, what would you tell your younger self? What would you say? What advice would you give?
My advice would be, and I just gave this to my kids the other day, that is, if you're in college, use that time to build relationships that are going to last a long time, because they're going to help you socially,
Yeah.
but they're going to help you in business. So be thinking about, who should I be getting to know that could help me 5-10 years down the road, whether it's a referral that they might send, or just something that I need. Maybe I need a lawyer, maybe I need an accountant, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Not from a selfish aspect, but just to
Sure.
branch out and do
Yeah.
those things.
Don't just stay in your little funnel.
Exactly.
Don't keep your, one of the things I like to do when I'm in a new social setting, or if I'm invited to a party or social gathering, I'll always ask the invitee, who should I know? Who's here that I should know? Is there
Yeah.
anyone here that
That's
would be a
smart.
great introduction for me?
Mhm.
For whatever reason, it could be personal growth, it could be professional growth, it could just be a cool person.
Right.
But just saying, who should I know?
Yeah.
And then making sure that we create an opportunity for an
Mhm.
introduction there.
That's cool.
So last thing before we wrap up, times are tough for a lot of people right now. Inflation is high, interest rates in every aspect, whether it's mortgage lending, banking, etc., are high. People tend to kind of buckle down and not want to spend money. Some do, some don't.
No, that's true.
And so from a business standpoint, as a team, what do you do when things are slower,
Mhm.
or you've got change all around you? What do you do to rally the troops to help them focus forward?
Okay. Sometimes you have to look back a little bit and you say, okay, have we been here before? Have we been through the hard times before? And how long did that last? And did we come out of it? And the answer is, it might have lasted a few months, maybe a year. And did we come out of it? Yes, every time.
Because you're still here.
Yeah, every time.
We're still in business.
So that helps. So it is harder for some people to see that because
Yeah.
they can't see the forest for all the trees that are right in front of them. But I think anybody that's been in business, managing or running a business long enough knows that there's going to be ups and downs.
Yeah.
It's not always going to be,
Sunshine and roses.
mountaintops.
chocolates.
Sometimes you're going to be going through the valley. So
Yeah, and I think that we have found in our business it's a good time to do some reconnecting with people maybe we haven't connected with for a while.
because you have a little more time to
have
do
a
it.
little more time, and maybe just stay the course.
Yeah.
The basics in business are the basics in business.
Yeah.
And you stay the course, and it helps you have more of a roller
It
coaster
does.
ride like this versus peaks and valleys.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I would just add one other quick thing to that is the last 5 or 6 years we've really made an effort to continue to reach back to our existing customers, and that takes some time, that takes some money, but we've noticed a real increase in people coming back and, hey, now my mom needs this, or we got hit with hail again, we got to get the roof done again. So.
And we know who we're going to call, right?
Yeah.
So Dan Thompson,
Yes.
Thompson and Thompson, third generation.
Correct.
Thank you. Thanks for hanging with us for a little while.
Well, thank
today.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun getting to know a little bit more about you and your business. So let's tell our audience, viewing and listening, where can they find you if they need some assistance with roofing, siding, insulation, etc.
Yeah, just go to thompson3rd.com, thompson3rd.com, and all of our information is there on the website. It's pretty easily navigable.
Perfect.
If that's the right word. And I think you'll find what you need. And
Yeah.
we will actually come out and look. If you make an appointment, you don't have to worry about us breaking the appointment or something like that, wasting your time. So
you're very
gonna be
attentive.
prompt.
Yes, very prompt. Good. Well, now we know where to find you. Okay, guys, that is a wrap. Thanks for joining High Trust Professionals. I'm your podcast host, Lynette Arrasmith. Hey, listen, let's connect on social media. A like, a comment, a share. How about a review? You can find us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and even TikTok. Okay, guys, we'll see you next time.